Welcome back to the channel and to the new park Who Dis contest. Each and every submission gets its own spotlight, and today we are looking at Port Royal Gardens by Banner. Today I'm joined by Nerd Chacho. Nerd Chacho is one of the biggest Planet Coaster content creators on YouTube, / my arch nemesis, with his regular park build series and tips and tricks videos. Hello Nerd Chacho.
Hello mate, how are you?
Hello, good thank you, how are you?
Oh, all good mate, all good.
So, Banner says, enjoy your day in the new Port Royal Gardens Resort, inspired by the town of Port Royal from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies with some extra adrenaline. But because we are not Fantasialand or Disney, don't expect the craziest theming. Also, some of the music I couldn't manage to work on the rides, but it is what it is. I think you're still going to have enough to explore. Also, don't hesitate to check out backstage areas, the theatre and the hotel pool. Now, we know you love a hotel and a pool, Chacho.
Oh, bring it on.
All right, starting with piece count, which is 51,404. But don't panic, don't panic. As I said in the first video, the 50k limit isn't a strict limit, and that's more up to you as voters whether you would see that as any kind of penalty for that. But I certainly wouldn't. It's only a bit over the limit and perfectly acceptable. This is Park Variation Alpha, which means we've got Cascade Coaster, the Spinning Coaster, the 360 Power, and the Insanity, giving us the Pirate theme. Finally, we've of course got at least one coaster, we've got ourselves a dark ride, and the Swan is still in position. So without further ado, let's hop down on the ground. And here we are, and how stunning does this look already?
This looks beautiful. This is fantastic. This is good. This is a good sightline.
I specifically brought you onto this spotlight because this seems exactly in your style.
Yeah, it's definitely in my style. You can almost, well, it's got a hotel and it's got a pool,
yeah.
So say no more.
Yeah, and these lovely detailed ticket offices. You've got strollers there. I'm immediately caught by this clock face.
Yeah, the sundial. Yes. Yeah, my immediate thought was, how did they get this perfect circle?
Yeah, true. We know that's never easy in Planco.
No, never easy. I'm loving this whole face here as well. Mm-hmm. This just, oh yes, I'm so here for this.
Yes, this is fantastic. We're just going to head back through here. We've got hotel parking. So yeah, just the hotel parking here, leading down to the original security office. Worth just poking our heads down there briefly. I already don't want to leave the entrance, it's so pretty. Just want to keep staring
at it.
I know,
right? if this is the entrance, what's the rest of the park going to be like?
So much foliage already.
Yeah, but it all comes to life with foliage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the secret.
It is the secret.
Have you noticed, by the way, that everyone seems to be using the original pit and hole of the dive coaster as a central feature?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a drop tower
ride in there.
Yeah. Which means there's obviously an underground section here, which is very exciting.
Let's go explore. So is this the famous TMTK grass that we're seeing?
This is Banner's own TNTK grass.
I need that in my life.
Yeah, it's just so good because obviously using terrain anywhere near pathing is just a no-go. So this is a brilliant solution to that. This
whole sightline feels rich. It's got a lot of depth to it because of the foliage and stuff that's been used, right? Yeah. So this feels like it would be a very well-kept, well-groomed park.
Yes, absolutely. It looks brand new.
It does, yes. And it looks clean.
It does look very clean.
And it's not cluttered. Like it's well thought out, well designed. Yeah. It's got a lot of space to breathe, and I think this is what it needed.
Wonderful whirly rig here. Pirate Park wouldn't be complete without one, but really nicely integrated into the building here. It's absolutely seamless.
Oh yeah, seamless. Yeah.
Which is the baby Kraken. Very nice.
Little Kraken.
I imagine he would have loved to have done a full interior for this, but just not doable with the limit.
It looks amazing from the outside, though, doesn't it? Look at it.
Stunning.
So good.
And a wonderful viewing point for the cascade as well.
It's almost better than your original. Oh look, there's a pool for me to fall into.
There is. What do you mean better? This is a million times better than the original. This is outstanding. These beds here by the pool, and then again another lovely. Imagine just walking out from the hotel, having a dip, and then just standing here watching the cascade.
I'm watching. Yeah, all right. I was being polite because I want you to invite me back at some point.
Okay, fine. But yeah, no, there is no comparison between my work and this.
Love this terrace. This is so good. And there's no access to the park from the terrace either. So if you're going to get into the park illegitimately, you're hopping over the fence.
Yeah, got to keep the riffraff out.
This staging area is so nice. This idea of being on a different level, it just
that tiny bit of decking.
Height. Exactly. Yeah. It's that slight little height variation that creates the depth to the park.
There is just not a pixel out of place here, is there? It's just all
no, there's not.
So neat and clean, as you said. So this is the Kraken. That's lovely. So we've got the baby Kraken over there, and the big Kraken over here.
This is the big Kraken.
The big boy. Ooh, this is really nice. I like how it just the queue just opens up here. Just a small detail.
This is quite like battle galleons at Alton Towers.
Yes.
That's exactly what that does. It just sort of like opens up and you can just interact with the queue whilst being in the queue.
And all these little cut-throughs where you've got the staff gates. And I saw some chains back there that they could open up the queue. Or shorten it, I suppose. And here we are. Beware of pirates.
Arr.
Arr. Okay, let's do this.
That's good.
I think the thing I love the most is that even though the track itself is at ground level, you feel so sunken in these sections here because he's built up around it.
And it's not even like we're just using exposed rock. There's all of the foliage and stuff that brings it the depth, and it uses the same concept that you had originally of being at water level, so you're not at path level.
The word of today is going to be clean, because again, look at this custom, I guess, surround to this bit here. But there's not a piece out of place. It's just flawless,
perfectly positioned. And I know how difficult those custom channels are to do. Like that's the sort of hell that I put myself through when doing cascades and log flumes and rapids and stuff. So I know the effort that goes into that and the effort that goes into making it line up. So bravo.
Fantastic castle facade here, all complete with the backstage area.
Yeah, I love it. It just interacts so nicely with the area. And it pays the perfect tribute to your original log flume as well.
Because mine was like the super budget version of this, like going around those little islands, but this is just taking that to the next level.
This is what your log flume should have been
exactly,
all along.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, where we formerly had our Big Bite food court has been replaced with a coaster. So that's fun, which is called a Sea Monster.
And it's one of those queues that doesn't need fencing.
Mm-hmm. You got it where
you don't often see them. Exactly. Yeah. So you don't often see queue lines that don't have fences. I think the only place I've seen it is the is it Insanity Falls, Infinity Falls? I can't remember what it's called. Insanity Falls,
something like that.
Over the rapids thing over in America that everyone steals from. That doesn't use much queue line fencing either, and it's so efficient and so effective when you don't use it. It opens up the area so nicely.
Absolutely simple but effective. That's all you need to be. Is that using that's the drapes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the drapes. Yeah, and it doesn't need to be any more than this either. So like when people are designing stations, and I fall into the trap myself of over designing stuff and over engineering stuff, but actually it's simple, and this is the same station as the Cascade. And it works. That's all it needs to be, and it's perfect. It's perfect as it is.
Time for a kiddie coaster.
Totally here for it. Perfect kids coaster.
Yeah.
Even like the shaping, the way that it interacts with the ground level, that helix that you're showing now.
It's fantastic.
It's just so good.
Yeah, and it's exactly, you could almost imagine it's a Tivoli prefab. It kind of matches their exact criteria of what they do.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's perfect. Exactly what it needed to be. Are you impressed that I know what a Tivoli is?
Yeah, I am. And you said it earlier on, like the theme of this episode is it's very clean, but it is. This is so tidy, and it feels so right. It's exactly what this sightline should look like in a park of this stature.
Absolutely. Okay, through here, we've got something very exciting. He's built a theatre.
This is going to be spectacular, isn't it? This is just this. You just already know. You don't even need to see it. No. It's going to be incredible.
Little box office out front here. In we go, and my goodness.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
Look at that. You've got the rigging motors here, the trussing, the lighting, these line arrays.
I bet you're
here.
Nerding out on that, aren't you? Like, you're so here for this.
This is perfect. Yeah, absolutely incredible work. This is just outstanding. And as you said, it's all for something that is never used and can only be appreciated by us. We've got some sound baffling up here. What are these made out of?
So are they are they made, or are they an actual piece?
Those are hydro beams.
Yeah, beams. Oh, of course it is. Of course it's hydro beams.
Yes. Yeah, he's clearly got experience in this world.
Yeah. This is built with love.
Yeah.
It's built with, as you say, experience. Good job.
We'll take a little peek out through the dock door.
My God.
Look at this little loading area. Fantastic. We've got another nighttime experience here. I'm intrigued. Wowie. Ooh, I believe. Yeah, this is our dark ride. I'm very excited for this. And it looks like we've got the Armada, which is one of my favourite track rides.
Absolutely, and it's a throughput machine in Planet Coaster, which is so rare.
Yes,
like these things just churn through guests.
They do. There's so many seats in it.
Yeah, was it 24, and you can dispatch every 10 seconds, I think.
Someone's done their research.
Do it. I know, right? Such a nerd.
Okay, let's head into Pirates of Wales.
Oh, not Caribbean. Pirates of Wales.
Oh, come on, Tejid Cam, we can do this.
We can do it. Come on, come on, Tejid Cam.
This is like an obstacle course for Tejid Cam. Without further ado, it's time for a dark ride.
That's everything you want a dark ride to be. I think I'm going to quit Planet Coaster. Like,
it was.
Where do we even begin?
Yeah, it was so eerie all the way through. And,
yeah.
I mean, this scene just looks beautiful.
Perfectly lit.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it is just so deliberately placed and thought of,
mm-hmm.
but so effective. To coin what we said earlier on, it's clean.
Yeah.
Like, even down to the fact that we've tunneled off that lift hill.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not even exposed to a room or a building. We've taken the effort to cover it off.
Yeah.
And even down to the fact that we've made a pillar. So on the left-hand side from where you are now, we've made a pillar out of the individual building bits.
Yeah.
So those are all individually placed, but perfectly lined up with the other bits to make it a pillar. Oh, yeah. It's an attention to detail on a whole new level.
Yeah.
As a person that's not going on the dark ride, I can come in and interact with the dark ride.
Yeah.
And with this atmosphere, I don't have to go on the ride to see what this is all about.
Yes. Now, that ride is worth mentioning. He's called that Pirates of the Caribbean on Wish.com, but I don't think there's anything Wish.com about that at all.
No, there is nothing Wish.com about it.
That was, top notch.
That would work in pretty much any UK park.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that would be like a star attraction. That would be. I don't know if that says more about us in the UK than it does anywhere else, anything else. Especially as like we've labelled this as a Wish.com dark ride, and we would love that here in the UK. Give it to us now. We want this.
Please give it to us. We've got ourselves another coaster with some fantastic interaction overhead.
and it's looking like it's really well profiled.
Yeah.
It uses the Zenith trains. Do we reckon this is a launch or a lift hill?
Why on earth are you asking me?
Well, because you're the expert in all things coasters.
Yeah, that's what I'm famous for. We've got the Flying Dutchman, another immersive queue line.
Fantastic queue line.
Expect nothing less at this point.
Excuse me, coming through.
And here we are in the station, and coaster's pulling in just in time. So let's go for it.
Do it.
My goodness, what an incredible track length for such a small footprint.
What an incredible coaster.
That was just so smooth, so fun, and a perfect upgrade from my Infinity that was here before.
For sure. I have so many questions, like how much of it is custom built, how much of it is custom supported.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Like, that's just an incredible layout. It's a perfect layout.
That is fully custom supported.
That is ridiculous.
There we go. That's me removing the supports.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dedication.
That is dedication. And the fact that it's so smooth, I'd love to know how it was made so smooth. Because even when you use stuff like the 4-meter method, the 2-meter method, the 1-meter method, the autocomplete method, whichever fandom you fall into, your coasters always have an element of jank to it, because that's just how the camera works. I want to know the secret of this coaster layout.
Yeah, that was
it's beautiful.
Flawless.
No, it's a launch coaster. It's not flawless.
Be quiet. So if we just peek our little heads over this fence and over this pond, we can see the original Swan has been adapted. It's got a water wheel on it.
Rated.
How cute does that look?
That whole listed building thing again, isn't it? Just can't do anything to the building, so we'll do stuff around the building.
Yes. Again, it's so simple, but it's all it needed just to transform it.
Yeah. This is another really good example of really effective foliage and like grass work and stuff that's been put in. So my question here would be whether this is hiding path misdemeanors or whether it's deliberate. Because it doesn't matter which one it is, it's effective regardless, and it's perfect regardless. And that sight line of that coaster.
With the two trains coming past at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Wait, I briefly noticed when we were flying overhead, we have got dueling spinning coasters here.
That's just too much.
Oh,
too much.
Know. It's absolutely outrageous. But let's find the entrance, shall we?
Oh, there you go. So you've got east wind and then west wind. So east needs to be night time.
But which one do we start with?
West.
Okay.
For no reason. Let's just do west.
No reason at all. Get out of my way, please.
Look at that station.
That's very nice.
Oh, go back to the track. He's filled in the track.
Oh yeah. Similar vibe to the on the Cascade. The level of detail and time it would have taken to do that. Incredible.
Yeah.
Time for part 1 of our dueling spinning coasters. So that was West Wind, but let's hop on East Wind and then we'll talk about it afterwards. There we go, and my goodness. I mean, first of all, so clever creating the lift effect using the ride cam time machine blackout. Thought that was fantastic to time the the dueling coasters together. And particularly, like, we got a little element here of I don't know what you can tell me what it's actually called, but I want to say like a magic mouse type.
Yeah, like the wild mouse, typical wild mouse spinning. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a lovely touch in the midst of the full layout. Yeah, just brilliant.
I've never seen that time cam thing before. I've learned something new. These little subtle tricks that you can do with the game to make you think certain things. You can do drop tracks in the same way, right? You can get animated wall sets and stuff and have a very similar effect.
Yeah. The impression is that the coaster would actually come up on a lift, but of course you can't do that in Planko, so it's just a extremely jank
trick. Look at it. Yeah.
That's a state, isn't it?
I love the fact, by the way, that the stairs are still in.
Yeah, I know.
Like they're even remotely usable.
And across the bridge.
How many of the parks that you've had so far have kept that bridge in and utilised it for a coaster? Do you know?
I think I've recorded about 15, and I'm pretty sure every single one has kept the bridge. I might be wrong, but yeah, they've all used it in different ways, adapted it, but it seems to be there, which is lovely. So about keeping the elements of the original park there.
Exactly. Yeah, and that pays tribute to the original part of the park, and it just shows that that's probably an unintended thing that you put in that you didn't realise people were going to keep.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We've got our insanity here. Again, going to use the word just clean. Just so clean.
Just clean.
Up is down.
And down is up.
Down is indeed up. Okay. A very sad mechanic there. It's okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking. It's okay, mate. Do you want a hug?
Yeah, bless him. How do we get to the drop tower?
How do we? It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. Okay, well, while we're here, we'll hop on this coaster, which is in place of the dive coaster, Hawatsin. Here we go. Another coaster.
It's really interesting to see a shuttle coaster that goes backwards first. You normally get them going forwards, then backwards.
Yeah.
think I dig it. I think I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like all of this stuff inside here, this chamber effect.
I thought the dark ride element was brilliant to touch, and yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, very effective. And there seems to be this trend of shuttle coasters and spikes and stuff at the moment, isn't there? So it fits in quite nicely with this idea of perhaps this is a modern installation.
Yeah.
It's possibly the most recent thing that's been put in, and it's trying things that haven't been tried before.
Yeah, the park's trying to stay relevant desperately.
Yeah. I bet if we had the ability to do it in Planet Coaster, this would probably be a switch track style shuttle coaster.
Yeah, definitely. That was Keel Hall. Great fun. Okay, I'm intrigued by this drop tower. We're still yet to find the entrance for it.
Let's go and find it.
Oh. To the gallows, that sounds promising.
Yeah, doesn't it? Do you reckon?
You reckon maybe? Maybe perhaps?
Maybe.
Nighttime. Moody.
Very moody.
Very atmospheric.
Very, pirate prison.
Yes, yeah. His lighting throughout has just been spot on.
So good. So subtle as well.
Yeah.
Consistent and subtle.
And realistic. Like it would just be these tiny little lights at the ceiling.
Yeah. Well, you've only got to look at the theatre to know that he knows what he's doing, right?
He's got experience. And there we go.
Yeah.
There is our drop tower, which goes straight up that centerpiece where I believe the dive coaster drop was before, and comes straight onto a gift shop. It's just turning something so simple into quite a main feature of the park.
Isn't it? Yeah. And once again, paying complete tribute to the fact that the dive coaster was there originally.
Yes, yeah.
Every pirate park needs a pirate ship.
Yeah, taking pride of place right in the middle of this plaza.
And it doesn't even like mess around with the pad of the ride either, does it? It's got its own custom pad to it, so it feels like it's organic in the area.
Yes, absolutely. Banner has clearly mastered these like raised islands. They are clearly his thing, and he does them so well.
Which again, this raises the question for me as to whether the path we see is path or is it path cover.
Well, do we break it and find out?
No, it's path cover.
Path cover.
Clever.
Okay. That's interesting because it does look like the in-game path.
The in-game path, yeah, it does. But that makes everything makes so much sense. Well, that kind of goes some way to explain how the park is so clean.
Yes.
Because it uses a path cover as its base, so that means you can do all sorts underneath, in terms of pathing and decorating and landscape and all sorts.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it will just look clean on the top.
The paths can go wherever. They can be an absolute hot mess, but you can just do whatever you want on top of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Back over by the entrance, we have Barrel Rider, which is a top spin, and we've got another nighttime queue. Ooh, look,
it's just another really good queue, isn't it?
It is. He's so good at just creating that atmosphere.
Yeah, that immersive decorating.
Yeah.
But again, everything's so simple.
Yes.
There's nothing in here that's... And this isn't to do it any disjustice whatsoever. There's nothing in here that's complicated. It's just so cleverly put together.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculously effective.
100%. And my goodness.
Just look at it. Oh. However, this is not simple and effective. This is good.
That takes quite a bit of skill.
Doesn't it just? Yeah. That's Talokan saying hello right there.
Such a fantastic skin. And I bet you anything, when we look outside, that's got a proper, like, back of show building, backstage area.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Everything will be accounted for.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to go through this fire
For
exit.
sure.
I'm going to take a risk. And it paid off. Look at that.
And look what we find.
It's actually
a back of house area.
Oh, it is, that is the exit as well. That's really cool. We'll hop out and we'll take a look. Yes, here we go.
There it is.
Look at that.
That's everything you thought it was going to be.
And more.
And more. Of course it is.
Take a little stroll around the back here. Backstage areas to everything. Back of the spinning coasters. I mean, even the service road Just look how lovely that is.
It doesn't leave anything to the imagination. The whole principle of, if you want someone to see it, build it, is so prevalent in this park.
So just a little skim over the top at nighttime as well, and very subtle, but it's all you need. Just give it that little glow.
The lighting in the areas where it's needed has been focused. This isn't a wash of colour. This isn't a wash of everything, because it focuses the light where it's needed in the park.
Yeah. There we go. I mean, how do you even summarise your thoughts on this?
With difficulty. This is just that perfect example of simplicity, design, and sophistication all coming together to create just something so incredible based on what you did originally. Yeah. So again, this is another park that pays homage to your original park, pulls it together perfectly, and creates its own personality with it. This is just out there. It's another thing all over again.
Yeah, completely agree. Everybody has their own particular build style, and we both share quite a lot of traits in our style, and this is that style. So I think we're personally going to lean in towards this and love the detail in here, maybe more than others would. Others might lean towards the fantasy vibe a bit more. So obviously everyone's got their tastes, but this for me personally is right up my street. I think the execution here is just beyond anything I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, it's flawless.
It is absolutely flawless.
Yeah, this is just... Yeah. This is it.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to Nerd Chacho for joining me today. Make sure to keep tabs on your favourites ready for the public vote after all submissions have been showcased. Don't forget to like this video, not only to support me, but to show some love to today's creator. Catch you in the next one.